just got done with a new Catan Soccer Fever Scenario. We played 2 3-player games with somebody who hated Catan. Let's talk about it. What does that even mean, Bauer's Game Corner? Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again today for another Thoughts from the Corner review. I'm here with my good friend Adam.
Yep.
We're talking about Catan Soccer Fever from Catan Studio. This is for 3 to 4 players. Take you 75 minutes to play for ages 10 plus. And this is for the standard base game of Catan. And this is going to add soccer. You're going to be rolling dice, and while you're building, constructing your city and getting wheat and trading, you're also going to be running your little soccer team. Not as cool as it sounds, but we'll show you how it works, and then we'll give you our thoughts after that.
How to play Catan Soccer Fever if you already know how to play Catan. Set up the game by first placing a soccer tile right in the center and then using the spiral method, but get rid of the desert. Set the robber to the side, and then you're going to find wherever the 2 tile is, take the 2 token and put it where the 12 is, then take out that tile and replace it with the other soccer stadium. If the tile you replace produces one of these 3 resources, you can just remove it from the game, you won't need it. However, if the tile you replace produces one of these 2 resources, then randomly select a sheep pasture, remove that one from the game, and put that tile in with that number back on top. Set out this board on either the 3 or 4-player side. The white pieces are not used in the 3-player game. You should have 6 shot tokens and a ball. They also should set their white circle on the whistle and this shape thing over here. Then you're going to set the match day tracker so you're on match 1. Our first match has orange versus white and red versus blue, and each player is going to set out one of their shot tokens out onto a soccer field. Shot tokens will never be removed from the board, you will only add more. During setup, if you build on the corner of a soccer stadium, then you get to put a shot token into your field. So as you can see, blue built twice, red built once, and white built once. It doesn't matter which soccer stadium you're touching. And now you play regular Catan, except the goal is to have 11 victory points at the end of your turn. Once anyone builds a new settlement or upgrades to a city, at the end of their turn, you will immediately have a match day. Check what match day you're on, and in order, you're going to have those teams compete against each other. So we would have orange rolling their ball 1 time, and we would have white rolling their ball 2 times. Very simple system, either success if you see your color, and fail if you see black. Ignore the numbers. If you win your soccer match, you get to go up 3 spaces. If you draw, you get to go up 1 space. And if you lose, you stay where you are. As soon as you land on or pass one of these spaces, you get to draw any resource card you want. And here, 1 development card. Next, red versus blue would go against each other. Blue would get 3 rolls, red would get 2. Then based on who's in the lead, you're going to adjust this floating victory point track. So right now, orange and white actually have 3 victory points. And if you have a tie, you leave the next space empty. And red and blue are getting 1 victory point. At a 3-way tie, you'd leave the next 2 spaces empty. Move the tracker to the next match day and go back to your regular Catan. 3 players is a bit different. Whoever has the dot that turn is always going to be playing 2 games. They play the first game, then they decide if they want to keep their result, move up 3, move up 1, don't move at all, or press their luck and take the result of the second game, which they will have no matter what. The players without a dot just get whatever result they get. Anyone gets the final spot, there are no more matches, and these victory points are locked in place. The game can also end before you complete all the matches. If you get your 11th victory point by building a settlement or city on that turn, read this important rule right. Once per turn, if you have a knight in front of you, including if you played it this turn, you can convert that knight into a shot token forever, but this goes out of the game, doesn't count for largest army.
Alrighty then, Catan Soccer Fever. Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons, let's go over what we thought about this one. Let's go over the cons first. I don't know. It can be very swingy. But that's Catan, especially if you're playing randomized everything.
It wasn't because of the soccer that it was swingy, though. It was just because it was Catan.
But it could have been. It could have been. If you, for instance, if I get a night card and you get a victory point when we go around, or Monopoly, a Monopoly a Monopoly at the right time could be massive. And I think it does make it a little bit more swingy, but I think it's within the realm of, if you like Catan, I think you're going to like this. I honestly don't know if I have a single con for this at all.
See, I don't understand what you mean, because a Monopoly, that's not going to help you in the soccer game.
Yeah, but a Monopoly is going to help you get a whole bunch of stuff, and it's you just randomly get that because, maybe I'm not.
Oh, because you got the development.
Yeah,
card?
maybe I'm not playing for development cards at all. Everybody, 2 people get a night, and then you get a Monopoly, and it's
it is true.
That could be huge.
Everyone can get that though.
Yeah, but I'm saying it adds just a little extra, more swinginess and randomness to this game. But it's around the soccer, which is That's its choice to go into the soccer.
But here's the thing: if you've sacrificed to go on the edge, it's essentially building on the edge of a desert, right?
Yeah.
So you're not
The
getting
soccer
that
field's out
resource.
there.
You
There's
sacrifice those resources to get your players on there. So it does balance it that you end up getting development.
I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying it adds more randomness to the
I don't
game.
think it does add more randomness.
I think it does.
Agree to disagree.
Okay. Well, either way, the bottom line is, do you have a con? Like, I don't have a con for this expansion. Like, I'm trying to think of who wouldn't like it, of people who like Catan, and I don't know who it is.
No, it's fun. I mean, it's good.
Unless, I guess, if you don't like... No, it totally adds the randomness of the coin flip, or the rolling of the ball.
Sure, but I mean, it's a weighted coin flip, because when you build up your team, you've got more guys out there.
I feel like we're just looking for a con. I don't have a con. Do you have a con?
I don't have a con.
I don't think there's any cons. Moving on to the pros. If you like Catan, and if this sounds interesting to you, this is $20 well spent, and I don't think I will ever want to play Catan without this mixed in ever again.
I agree. It makes it exciting when someone else builds, a city.
Match
You're
day!
like, match day! Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it makes it exciting too on other people's roles, because like
I was like, I want him
off.
to lose it. You're really rooting for someone.
Yeah.
You've got one side or the other that you enjoy, that you want to win.
Really, yeah, because I love the roaming points as well, which is something that I've always loved about Catan. There's the roaming 2 points with the largest army, and then with the road, and now with this as well, and it can be 3 points. Like, that's a big swing, especially if everyone's playing soccer, and like that could be huge.
I also enjoyed at one point, like, you had to strategically decide when you wanted to build something, because it was like,
I can't trigger a match.
Because it's like, Ronnie doesn't have too many guys, so like, he's gonna lose it. I'm gonna get a lot of points, so he's like, we gotta like give Ronnie time.
Yeah. One aspect that I did. No, we haven't played it 4 players yet. I do like the 3-player rules. I think they're perfectly fine. I think I enjoy the 4-player rules as well. The big difference is, in a 4-player game, there will always be 2 soccer games. So red will always be versus blue, and you'll always be alternating who you're playing against. Whereas in the 3-player game, there will always be 2 soccer games, but there's a little bit of a press your luck aspect of it too. Because, so let's say red plays blue first, and it's red's round. So red's going to play 2 games that round. So if red draws with blue, they both get to move 1 space on the track. Blue, since it's not their round, is going to get the 1, and they might be happy or whatever. But then red is also going to go up against orange, and it has to decide, do I risk losing my 1 space and taking the result of the red versus orange? And it adds an extra crinkle to the game. I think it's a natural... I enjoy it. I do
enjoy that. I really want to play with the 4 players to see how that's different, because that really impacted how we were playing, too.
It did.
Because of he gets to play 2 games, so he's more likely to get those points.
One last thing we haven't even talked about, which I think makes the game better, period, is the fact that now, you ever been in that situation where you're totally screwed on knights because somebody already has 3 of them, you have 1 in your hand? Now knights are viable. When you play a knight, you get to move it around, but also on that same turn or any point in the future, you can train that person to be able to make it permanently, so that you are going to be better at soccer. I thought that was a really cool thematic. I played that up. Like, that's how I won the game. I was like, I'm training my army.
It was funny too, because it's like, you've traded away 4 knights. Like, you could have just got 2 points for the largest army.
Yeah. End of the day, I'm slapping a Bauer's best seal on this. I think this is my favorite Catan expansion aside from the big ones. No, I don't know. I like Cities and Knights still. Like, I like all the added complexity of those, but
this is so much easier to add in.
It is. I like this better than the Helpers. Have you played with the Helpers?
Yeah.
I like this better than the Helpers.
The Helpers are really good.
I want to play this with the Helpers, actually. That would really speed up this game. Holy guacamole. But at the end of the day, if you like Catan, I think this is a no-brainer. Pick this one up, add it to your collection. I think you can play with it every time. Maybe okay. Here's the one last question before we do the outro. Would you play this the first time you teach, though? I think that adds an extra level of complexity, especially already. Like, if it's because it is complex when you're first learning Catan, especially because of how important it is when you place your first 2 cities that you kind of have a grasp of what you're going for. So I don't think I would play with this every game. I agree.
Teaching. I think that experienced players are going to really enjoy this, because it just adds that little bit of extra. Because when you're playing with experienced people, it's like there's not as much trading that happens.
Yep.
And so this just adds a little more excitement into Catan.
And it pumps in a couple resources along the way as well. Catan Soccer Fever. Get it?
Yep.
Flat out. Must own Catan expansion if you're a Catan fan. Let me know in the comments below. What's your favorite Catan expansion? Aside from this, what is your favorite Catan expansion that you played? I've only played, I think, a couple of them. And most of them were micro expansions. I got a couple micro expansions.
Right. I think my favorite one is, it's a map of Indiana.
I have that. I have that map over there.
It was really fun. And you're like, oh, I'm going to Terre Haute. It's just Catan, but it's
just
in
you're from
the
Indiana.
shape of Indiana,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with Cities and Nights. I like how they added extra complexity to it.
All right.
I got a map of like Wyoming, I think, over there too. If you want to play it, probably won't be as fun for you though.
No, probably not.
But
Maybe Ohio.
Your favorite. As always, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. I'm trying to reach 40,000 subscribers before I turn 40 next year. Have a good one. This video is brought to you by all of my amazing Patreon supporters, and I would love it if you would join their ranks and have your name immortalized in the end of many of my videos for the end of time. But consider for only $1 a month, and as always, thanks for stopping by.